I've been feeling completely lost and directionless lately in almost every important area of my life, whether it's my career, personal relationships, or even understanding my own emotions and desire. I find myself struggling to find a path or make sense of where I am headed. It's like I'm wandering without a map. Can you offer any advice or strategies to help me find my bearings and start moving forward with purpose and clarity? Well, first of all, my heart goes out to you. When you're floundering and directionless and can't get going and struggling to find a path that makes sense, um, I want to normalize that first. That is a normal human experience, particularly in certain seasons of life. Because in seasons of life, I love one of my favorite passages in the Bible is to everything there's a season, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to root, to plant things, and time to even uproot what we've planted. And sometimes when we go through a season where something's been uprooted, it can be the loss of a relationship or the loss of a structure in your life, like a job or a city of, moving, for example, or people move away, or even your job changes. Change itself can do this because it's an uprooting of the things that made us feel grounded. Okay, that's kind of a normal season. So I don't know what you've experienced, but probably something has something to do with this. I would tell you this, though. The first thing I would do, and I'm a psychologist, and so I deal with your head and heart and mind and all of that. But you know what? All of that head and heart and mind and thinking and clarity and energy and motivation, which are all things you're talking about here, all of those are connected to equipment. That's your body. Okay. Sometimes all the things that you've described could have a physical origin or at least contributor. Things like blood sugar levels, things like hormone levels, thyroid, testosterone. Didn't say whether you're male or female. And even women can have testosterone issues. In fact, I just talked to a friend who um, was getting some hormonal therapy, and she she got a little testosterone. She said, "Well, my gosh, a lot of areas changed." Um, but it can be, it really can be physical. So the first thing, if we're really kind of like life's not going well, we need to look at all of life. So when's the last time you had a physical? When's the last time you did a complete, blood panel on you, just to make sure that all of that stuff is good? Because for the software to work, the hardware's got to work. Our body's got to work. So that's first thing I would want you to do. Now, the second thing is I would want you to look at what changed in the last couple of years. Okay, let's go back. What changed? Did you lose any significant relationships? Number two, or even if somebody didn't die, you moved away, you have less contact. COVID did this to a lot of people. It changed their patterns in life where they find themselves aimless and wondering. And really, if they look back, you know what? I'm not connected like I used to be. Secondly, did you lose any structures in your life? Were there routines and structures that you had that define that pathway for you? Thirdly, um, are you depressed about something? A lot of times what you described can be symptoms of depression, tiredness, lack of motivation, anhedonia, can't derive pleasure from anything, thinking, concentration, all of that. So I'd get kind of all that stuff looked at. And then I would ask another question. Maybe you're in a season where you're not going through change, but you need to. Here's what I mean. Sometimes things we're attached to and are working on and all of that, they've kind of run their course. If you were sitting at 42 or however old you are, and you're still in a sixth grade class, think about that. Think about if you never went to the seventh grade all these years and you're still in that sixth grade class. Okay. Gosh, I feel like my career, I'm kind of directionless. My personal relationships, these people around me aren't exciting me very much. My own emotions, I'm kind of feel bummed every day when I go to class. I don't like the teacher. She's not really interesting to me, or he. I'm struggling to find a path or make sense of where I'm headed. Doesn't seem like I'm going anywhere. I've been sitting in this chair for, 35 years. Well, maybe it's time to get out of the chair and get another path. See, sometimes we affectionately and misdiagnostically call it burnout, but we're kind of done with what we're doing. And so that's when, remember the old flow research, our challenge needs to exceed our abilities just a little bit so we grow and learn something new. So I would begin to get with somebody who is very wise, who can do two things: speak new energy into your life, support you, encourage you, talk with you, all of that, but also begin to ask some questions that give a direction. And once you have the direction, then I would put some structure around it. Okay, that might mean courses or a therapist or a weekly group or an accountability partner or some learning path or something like that. And somewhere in all of that, I think you might find an answer. If you want answers, more robust answers and pathways and how to's and all that, then go to boundaries.me and become a subscriber.